All right, folks, we're going to get started making this image that you see before you. So you'll be working with the... So you can see here I've got two things open, my photos and Photoshop Mix, and these pictures are just pictures that I went out and took on a walk based on just trying to get well-lit backgrounds and a solid subject, kind of a silhouette look. And you can see some experiments that I've done in creating exactly what we're headed for today. So new project, opened up my images here. I've got a specific folder for this one, and I am going to open up this backlit picture of me by a window in my house. You guys can take a picture exactly like this for your own purposes. All right, so I've got this picture here, and I'm going to adjust it right away. So here you can see I'm going to start with autofix and then go into saturation and make it black and white. A little bit of clarity adjustment helps with the contrast in the face. I'm ready to roll. Got my whole picture just sitting there. Just went into cutout. I'm going to cut out the head. We can just hit the auto button and it should automatically find the head. You can hit OK on that. And now we just need to fill that background back with white. In order to make that happen, we're just going to create a new layer. So you'll hit the plus button there, and you'll hit color. It's already set to white, but just to show you where that would show up, I slid that, and now we're back on white. So we can hit done, and it fills the whole thing with white, but it's on the wrong part of the stack, so I'm going to drag it underneath. Now we're going to do a maneuver called merge. By dragging and dropping over top of that, we can merge on layer. Now they're perfectly combined together as if there was a white pure background. Now we're going to add a new image. So this one we're kind of looking for something that is light and then kind of transitions off. So we've got these trees I've taken that are kind of like as if it were a gradient with actual stuff. So there's nothing over on the left and there's a bunch of stuff over on the right, and it just kind of fades. So these branches do a great job of that. They kind of just, reach out and then go to nothing. So I brought that in here. I'm going to do the same kind of stuff that I did to the portrait. I'll auto fix it. I'll pull all the saturation out to make it black and white. Maybe, in this case, I'm going to make it bright enough so that it's pure white in the background. A little bit of contrast is good. Turn that up. And shadows, let's bring those down. We need some rich darkness into these areas so that our picture will show up when we combine these together. So they're sitting right on top of each other. I've gone into blend, and this time I'm going to choose lighten. That's not one that we've used a lot before, but it works out perfectly for this situation. I've gotten out of that, and you can see all my adjustments. There was a little bit of this grayish thing, so I'm just going to up that exposure just a little bit. Now you can see they're merged together because of that lighten blend. And as I move this around, it reveals different parts. The dark areas show you more parts of my face. So I'm just rotating this thing around, twisting it, lining it up, trying to get a good look at the face and trying to make sure that the head just kind of fades off into nothing with the branches. But I made this little mistake. When things don't line up, we see a little bit of an issue. So, just scale it up, pay attention, scoot it over. There's still a good spot to get. Now, you're going to notice that it's done a pretty good job of filling, but there's a lot of debris in the eyes, and that's always a problem for us. It's just a distraction for the viewer that we don't like to see them obstructed with anything. So I'm going to show you how to remove some of that. I went into cutout, and I'm going to use the add part of this. I can't use auto because that's what it does, and it's pretty ineffective. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out here, and I'm just going to paint in a diagonal half of the screen here. Only the stuff that I want to keep. In this case, it's all this stuff on the left and lower portion there. Just going to diagonal right across the image there, real choppy. So what I've done is I've removed just a little section along the forehead there, but I need a little bit more along the eyes. So I've switched to the subtract brush of cutout, and now you can see I got a little bit more of the face. Maybe too much. So let's go into add, and let's add back in a little bit more. Okay, now you can see, it's nice and clean, looks pretty good. And I can make slight adjustments if I want to, but that's pretty much our image. So I'm going to go ahead and share to save it, hit the camera roll, and save it in there. So this means that your image is pretty much ready. It's black and white, it's beautiful, it's great and good to go. I'm going to combine these things together just to show you an extra little bit of layer. I merged those layers by dragging them on top of each other again. I just went into looks where you can just kind of add a little filter over top of it, making it a little bit more of a unique image. You can see there's a little bit of that gray in there. I'm not super happy about that. I'll have to switch it up later, but yeah, just go ahead and find yourself a cool look off of that, and you can save another version. When you're happy with the one that you've chosen, you can hit the check mark and you can share that again. Now, it's no longer editable. You can't move anything around because we merged it together into one. There's no separation or anything like that. So just be mindful about when you merge things, because there is no going back from that except for the undo button. That's it. And you're done.